आजकल अधिकतर लोग बियर्ड में रह रहे हैं, कूल और जवान दिखने के लिए।
मैंने भी ट्राई किया है, स्टूपिड लगता हूँ, a bit narcissistic to say I'm tripping on my own song.
Of course you can sing it.
They would all come and sit there and I would be like under this performance pressure, like क्या बजाऊँ मैं?
मिर्ची प्लस पर मैं हूँ मेघा और आज मेरे साथ जो शख्सियत मौजूद है ये सिंगर हैं, सॉन्ग राइटर हैं, म्यूज़िक प्रोड्यूसर हैं, कीबोर्डिस्ट हैं। क्या नहीं है आप वो बता दीजिए फिर। Let's just have a huge round of applause for Himonshu Parikh.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Himanshu, the first question that I want to ask you कि कितने लोग आपको हिमांशु की बजाय हिमांशु बुलाते हैं?
Oh, मतलब पूरा इंटरव्यू उसमें जाने वाला है। But like, where do I start? So basically, my grandfather, उन्होंने बोला कि इसका नाम हिमांशु रखते हैं, लेकिन my dad said कि मुझे हिमांशु का साउंड और पसंद आ रहा है।
Okay.
और वो दिन है और आज का दिन है, almost every person I've met has not understood my name. And every first they'll ask me, are you Bengali? And I say, no. अब तो लोग फिर भी they accept, but otherwise first people used to be like, क्यों style मार रहा है ये? I was like, मैं birth certificate लेके आऊँ, क्या करूँ? But that's what it is. Everyone like it's my dream. Like it was my life's goal at some point that when you type Himonshu Parikh on Google, it doesn't say did you mean Himonshu Parikh.
Achieve हो गया ना वो?
I guess मेरे में वो कुकीज भर गए अभी तो मेरा तो हिमांशु ही आ गया।
So मतलब वो वाला मीम होता है ना कि जिसमें बोलते हैं if you get penny for every time that someone spells or just says your name wrong.
I would have been here on a helicopter. I would have come on a helicopter.
But congratulations for your new song.
Thank you so much.
हिमांशु, और चूंकि हम आपके नए गाने की बात करेंगे ना, शुरुआत उसकी गुनगुनाने के साथ की जाए।
Sure. बिन बताए रास्तों पे कहीं गुम जरा सा हो कभी तू यूं ही, बिन बताए रास्तों पे कहीं गुम जरा सा हो कभी तू यूं ही, दिल कहता तेरा जहां तू चल वही, जिस लम्हे में तू रुके मैं हूँ वही, खो जा तेरे ख्वाबों में, खो जा तेरी राहों में, खो जा तेरे लम्हों में, खो जा।
Congratulations on KHO JA. हिमांशु, ये बताइए कि this is आपका latest release song है।
Yeah.
How did you come up with it and कब आपके दिमाग में आया कि चलो ये गाना बनाते हैं?
So actually this song is something that means a lot to me और मैं बहुत believe करता हूँ एक चीज़ में actually, that is कि if you care for someone बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप you let them be who they want to be, या उनको जो करना है आप करने दीजिए ताकि they can be exactly who they want to become and you're not trying to make them a version of what आपको लग रहा है कि ये best है, you know. So it's a very enabling emotion that I've always felt this, and that's just what came to me in the song. That's what the song talks about, you know. It just says कि तू खो जा, मतलब you know, like you walk unexplored roads, go where you want to go, और अगर by chance if you need the help and the support, I'll be there for you no matter what. तो ये मेरा एक latent belief है, and I was just playing piano a few months back and this melody came to me and funnily enough it started off as Soja actually because it was like a lullaby for me first, like you're singing to someone you love saying that you go to sleep and dream.
Okay.
But then the more I wrote it, it turned into KHO JA, you know, just like get lost in your own world essentially.
Right. And जैसे आपने mention किया अभी कि जो भी आप करना चाहें, like you can pursue your passion, ये आप you believe in that a lot. So for you also, आप when you were in school या college, तो academics में भी number 1 थे और आप creative field में भी number 1?
I think दोनों में ही मैं number 1 नहीं हूँ. Academics में तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं. I was always a very average student. मुझे पढ़ाई करना बिल्कुल ही पसंद नहीं था, पसंद नहीं है. Till actually I decided to do a course in like sound recording. और तब suddenly मैं class top वॉप कर रहा था. एक डिप्लोमा कोर्स किया था मैंने. I was like, it just shows कि जहाँ आपका मन लग रहा है वहाँ कर लोगे, you know. But otherwise I'm an engineer by like education. I've done like my mechanical engineering I've always been an average student. So yeah.
And when
I
was this?
like,
when did you do the course? College में थे आप? School में थे?
which course? The sound recording
The sound,
course?
the diploma course.
No, after engineering. मेरा actually graduation खत्म हो गया था and I also had a job in my hand, but मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं करना था because I had actually done an internship for 6 months in my college and तब मुझे मालूम पड़ गया था कि this is not the life I can do. I'm not cut out for this lifestyle. और मुझे कुछ करना है म्यूजिक में. और obviously like घर पे no one knows any musicians और इंडस्ट्री में कुछ कनेक्ट बिल्कुल ही नहीं है. So तभी मैंने इंजीनियरिंग किया हुआ है तो नेचुरली फिर साउंड इंजीनियरिंग कर लो. इट्स लाइक इंजीनियरिंग से इंजीनियरिंग कुछ है मतलब कुछ कहीं जॉब वॉब मिल जाएगा. That's why I started with learning that diploma course. I said कुछ तो सीख लूँगा क्योंकि बिल्कुल ही आइडिया नहीं था. I was like blank. So I did it right after engineering actually.
So मतलब basically you've lived your song KHO JA basically कह सकते हैं.
And yeah, essentially.
And you got support from your family as well, which
Absolutely.
is why you are here.
Absolutely.
So that's
Couldn't have done
beautiful.
it without them.
Yeah. You want to tell me आपका जो song का जो video है, video के creation में I wanted to know कि जो singer होते हैं, songwriter होते हैं, उनका कितना input होता है?
I think हर एक का process अलग होता है of course, but I believe as an artist मेरे लिए सबसे important ये है कि जो emotion आप निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हो गाने में वो represent हो video में. Otherwise allowing a director to come up with his own story and his own version of it is also beautiful क्योंकि आप किसी और का भी you're seeing someone else's perspective on the same thing. So for me, my involvement is usually to a point where I feel like emotionally वो गाने से हटे नहीं basically, you know, because this is what the song talks about, this is what I want to kind of explain, or not explain, like put out. So that's usually where my involvement is. Then obviously like the technical stuff, you see the edits and you decide कि हाँ ये नहीं, but mainly mentally this is the involvement.
So इस गाने की video में आपका कितना contribution रहा?
Actually, it was just this. I was on many calls with Rahul, who did the video, and just explained to him like what the song is about, what it talks about. क्योंकि उसके भी कुछ अलग-अलग ideas थे, which at first I was like नहीं ये कुछ अलग ही जा रहा है मतलब you know. But then he came up with this concept, and I love this concept because मुझे skating भी बहुत पसंद है. मैं तो नहीं करता, but my brother has been a world skater actually.
Okay.
So for me, skating is also very close to my heart because I've seen my brother skating like growing up his entire life. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I like it.
Super. ये बताइए कि ये जो misconception है कि songwriter को poetry में interest है ही है, ये एक misconception है या ये सच्ची बात है? And if yes, तो आपको poetry में कितना interest है?
I feel like it's not a rule. बिल्कुल ही rule तो नहीं है. It's because songwriting, like I said, हर artist का process इतना अलग रहता है. But very often, like for me, at least I don't see poetry in my songwriting, to be honest. And I feel it's just that मेरा ये thought है और मुझे ये कहना है, तो मैं कह रहा हूँ. And I'm putting it out in a musical format. If it's interpreted as poetry, then fine. But I'm personally not someone who like reads poetry or. Whereas in my band, like Rajan is very fond of poetry. You know, that's his style. So he will read poetry. He writes poetry. So हम लोग दोनों का ही process बहुत अलग है, even though we are like in the same band also.
Correct.
So it's differs from artist to artist.
Correct. And since you've mentioned the band, the Yellow Diary,
Yeah.
मुझे बताइए the song Rose Rose became so popular, इतना
touch
hit हो
wood.
गया वो, yes, touch wood. उसके बाद जितने भी गाने आपने बनाने की सोची, उसमें कुछ ऐसा pressure था कि my God, now we have to make sure कि हर गाना इतना ही hit
Not
हो?
really. It's I feel like आप इतने एक्सपेक्टेशन से म्यूजिक बनाते हो ना तो म्यूजिक बनाने का वो जॉय चले जाता है.
समझे.
एंड हम लोग का रीज़न ही म्यूजिक बनाने का ये है कि वी वांट टू एक्सप्रेस आवरसेल्व्स. इट्स लाइक इफ लाइक आई मीन मीट अस, वी आर अ बंच ऑफ ब्रदर्स एक्चुअली. हम लोग सिर्फ मजे कर रहे हैं और उस मजे में गाने आ जाते हैं. एंड when the songs are coming out, it's when we are connecting, you know, we are loving each other and we are creating something. Then there's no thought कि यार ये चलेगा नहीं चलेगा, कितने लोग सुनेंगे, कौन नहीं सुनेगा, इसको लोग पसंद. It's just like हम लोग को ये करना है, you know. So that's how I believe, like even for me, like writing music is more about expressing myself. And if you think too much about how will it work or like that song was big अभी ये flop हो गया तो then वो थोड़ा वो उसमें joy चला जाता है. So yeah,
And
try to stay clear of it.
And since आपने mention किया कि you stay like brothers.
Yeah.
So how interesting or how difficult is it to be like a part of a band जिसमें 5 लोग हैं, क्योंकि सबके ख्यालात एक जैसे तो नहीं होते हैं obviously. So how difficult or how manageable is it?
It's extremely interesting.
Okay.
It's, I will say 90% of the times we are laughing like idiots. like it's always fun. It's always fun. But of course, there are going to be creative differences. There are going to be differences in opinions. But I think एक चीज़ बहुत important है कि सब लोग का goal बहुत common है कि अच्छा गाना बनाना है, अच्छा काम करना है, और ऐसे कुछ ईगो नहीं है कि यार मेरा पार्ट आ जाए, तेरा उसका पार्ट आ जाए, इसका पार्ट नहीं डालते हैं, वैसा कुछ एनर्जी है ही नहीं. तो एक ईगो है ही नहीं बैंड में. एंड इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि किसने कुछ भी लाइक नहीं ब्रो नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है कुछ और कर. इट्स वॉन्ट बी लाइक ऐसा कैसे बोल दिया, ऐसा दी एनर्जी. इट्स लाइक ठीक है बोल रहा है मतलब कुछ होगा, यू नो, सो लेट्स ट्राई समथिंग एल्स. सो वैसा बहुत कंस्ट्रक्टिव सिचुएशन है. एवरीवन रिस्पेक्ट्स ईच अदर्स आइडियाज अ लॉट, तो इट्स इजी.
ऐसे कोई डू यू रिकॉल एनी मेमोरेबल मोमेंट कि जहाँ पे आप परफॉर्म करने के लिए गए हैं एंड बिफोर गोइंग ऑन स्टेज कुछ ऐसे आई डोंट नो कुछ फियास्को हो गया या कुछ एनी फनी थिंग दैट हैपेंड बिफोर गोइंग ऑन स्टेज और ऑन स्टेज?
आई मीन वी हैड अ लॉट ऑफ दोज लाइक स्टेज पे जा रहे हैं और बारिश हो गई और फिर सब भाग रहे हैं, सब इक्विपमेंट हटाया हुआ है, और फिर और एक वो होता है ना, एक बार आप शो के लिए रेडी हो जाते हैं, आप साइक हो गए हो कि अभी शो करना है, 8 o'clock सेट है, 1.5 hours सेट है, और अब बारिश शुरू हो गया 7:30 को, तो हो तो नहीं रहा है. फिर आप 10 बजे तक बैठे हो कि शायद से होगा, फिर 11 बजे तक लाइक यार 3 घंटे हो गए, अब तो शायद से नहीं हो रहा है लग रहा है. सो देन यू स्टार्ट योर माइंड स्टार्ट्स अनवाइंडिंग बिकॉज यू लाइक ओके इट लुक्स लाइक आज तो कैंसिल हो गया. फिर वो 11:30-12 बजे दे लाइक हो रहा है, फिर सडनली यू लाइक oh my god, मैं तो मतलब सैंडविच खा रहा था, जूस पी रहा था, चिल कर रहा था, then you're like okay चलो let's do it, you know. So that has happened to us on tour very often, especially that's why I think monsoons is off season. But this time there was some random rain happening, कभी भी बारिश हो रही थी. But ऐसा कुछ होता है, स्टेज पे गिर जाते हैं लोग, ये भी बहुत फनी होता है. और कभी कभी वो स्टेज पे ना they have risers जिस पे ड्रम किट होता है, और our bass guitarist loves to go on Sahil's riser and then jump from there.
Okay.
5 out of 10 times his leg gets stuck in a cable and he will trip, and otherwise every time he's jumping और साहिल का पूरा किट ऐसे हिल रहा है वहाँ पे, और वो मेरे पास आएगा, वो भी नाच रहा है, and I'm like भाई उतर जा, गिर जाएगा मेरा कीबोर्ड. और मैं उसको and you can't talk because you're playing music, तो मैं उसको देख के बोल रहा हूँ और उसको लग रहा है कि क्या मजा आ रहा है, क्या he's like going jumping harder, I'm like सब गिर जाएगा, तू निकल यहाँ से यार please. So all this keeps happening.
Talk through the eyes.
Talk to the guys, yeah. We always like, anyone makes a mistake on stage, we all are laughing at each other. It's hilarious. It's a lot of fun.
I'm looking at this tattoo of yours on the wrist. Could you just show it to the camera? It's a keyboard.
Yeah.
When did you get it and how painful was it?
I got it in 2014. We were just talking about it on the way here actually. I got it in 2014. I am very scared of needles. मतलब वेरी स्केर्ड. वो वैक्सीन लेने के टाइम भी और ब्लड टेस्ट के बाद आई एम जस्ट लाइक टू स्केर्ड. तो एक दोस्त आया था मेरे साथ बिकॉज ही वॉज लाइक मोर एक्सपीरियंस, ही लाइक ब्रो मैं तेरे को लेके जाता हूँ टैटू कराने आना. ऐसे ठीक है. तो पहले ये डिज़ाइन तो आई हैड फाउंड आउट. आई ऑलवेज हैव अ थिंक कि जो मुझे कराना है हैज़ टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू मी.
करेक्ट.
तो ये डिज़ाइन लेके गया और फिर वहाँ उसने वो ऐसा कुछ ऐसा लंबा नीडल निकाला और मैं ऐसा हिल गया. आई वाज लाइक ब्रो, एंड माय फ्रेंड इज लाइक तेको नीडल वीडल से डर तो नहीं लगता ना? आई वाज लाइक बहुत डर लगता है. ही इज लाइक ओ फिर तो आई वाज लाइक फिर तो मतलब क्या? But then he started the tattoo and I realized that my fear was more than the actual pain. Like the जो डर होता है ना कितना बड़ा वो ऐसा जाएगा, but actually जब हुआ it's just a pressure. But I mean it was not like fun and all.
Of course.
It was still like, but yeah, about 9 years back I got this and I really like it because it's very simple and it's a keyboard.
It describes you.
Yeah.
And your love for music. I also have one tattoo here and it was extremely painful for me.
Because of this part?
Yeah. Very painful.
Yeah.
So I can totally relate to what you're saying. You want to tell me this कि जैसे हर इंसान की multiple personalities होती हैं, हर इंसान के मतलब किसी के साथ भी जब वो होता है तो he's a different kind of person. Like आप ऑफिस के लोगों के साथ अलग होगे, दोस्तों के साथ अलग होगे. So for you also, since just आप एक बैंड का पार्ट है, आप freelancing भी करते हैं. So how are you the same Himonshu?
Yeah, I mean there would be minor tweaks of course. थोड़ा सा एक हल्का tweak होता है, जैसे आप कोई professional setting में हो, आप किसी से काम कर रहे हो तो it's a different vibe. But I would say 90% of the time I'm very fortunate that I'm getting to work in music because I feel like music में आप you're allowed to be who you want to be, you know. So even though I'm wearing different hats, I'm in a band, I'm doing the solo thing, I'm producing songs for other people, but I'm still doing music and I'm still being a musician and I'm still being me. So I feel like I've not felt the need to mold myself to another personality anywhere.
समझी.
But that's like my luck, I would say, that I'm allowed to be who I am wherever I am, so it's cool.
And I just want to tell everybody that केसरिया गाना बनाने में इनका बहुत बड़ा हाथ है हिमांशु का. Tell me, आपको भी हिमांशु प्रॉब्लम हुई थी जब स्टोरियाँ came into light?
I had no problem with it, to be very honest. And also, like I was mentioning, like there are little tweaks in how I am with different people. Like the lyric writing is not a part of like where I have to interfere. Also, it's being done by very capable individuals who are at the top of their game. They know what they're doing. My job was to produce the track.
Yeah.
And I was like, I make sure I'll produce a good track. And I'm sure it is a very intentional choice of word that they used. In fact, I personally feel that that word pushed that song so much more. Like, I don't know how many more millions of streams it's got because people went to listen to that word.
Story.
You know? So I mean, whatever, it worked out for the song really well. I really didn't have a problem with it. It was, yeah, it's fine.
हिमांशु, any collaboration जिसके लिए you're waiting, like जो आप manifest करना चाहते हैं? Do you want to tell us about it with any of your favorite composers, singers?
I mean, I don't know if it's far-fetched, but I've always been a huge fan of Coldplay.
Ooh, let's manifest it.
Let's manifest it. I love Coldplay. I love Chris Martin. I love their music. I think मैं जूनियर कॉलेज में था तब से मैं सुन रहा था और मैं ना ऐसा इन जनरल एज ए लिसनर आई एम नॉट द काइंड ऑफ आर्टिस्ट के नॉट द काइंड ऑफ लिसनर के वो एक आर्टिस्ट का सब गाना सुन लेगा. आई डोंट नो, वो मैं कुछ अगर मुझे सुनाई दिया तो मैं वहाँ से हाँ सुन के फिर 2-3 और सुन के आई बी लाइक हाँ, बट I feel bonded to the artist if I like their vibe, you know. Okay. And I feel like their style of music and all is just like so rich. I've always been a big fan of it, so like that would be like a dream collaboration.
Yeah, it's manifested. Coldplay, Coldplay.
ऐसे होता है manifest?
कैसे भी कर सकते हैं ना? It is your wish. मैं तो बस universe तक पहुँचा रही हूँ आपकी बात. I'm being the good guy here, please.
Yeah.
But did you go for their concert in 2015? That was back in 2015.
That Global Citizen?
नहीं, Global Citizen में भी आए थे वो, right? उसमें आए थे नहीं, उसके पहले
आए थे ना?
हाँ, that was back in 2015 या 16.
Yeah.
Did you go there?
I had gone there, yes. I had gone there, but unfortunately, like, I was so far behind, कि वो लोग इतने से थे ऐसे और स्क्रीन पे मैंने पूरा देखा है शो और वो स्क्रीन में लैग था. तो मतलब यहाँ कुछ दिख रहा है और ऑडियो बाद में आ रहा है. सो आई वाज लाइक आई हैव टू गो अगेन फॉर अ Coldplay concert again properly when it happens.
Yeah. अब तो I think you should just go ऐसे out of
just
India.
Just like stalk them.
Yes, do that.
Just stalk them.
But what is your favorite song?
It's a physical manifestation of it.
But what is the favorite song of theirs that you love? Like that one song you could listen to on loop.
They have this song called Daddy. You know that?
No, I haven't heard it.
That's a beautiful song. Yeah, it's like he talks about like, he's basically kind of asking like where his father is. And I think another song of theirs I love is Fix You.
Fix You, absolutely.
I love Fix You because, and also I heard it first and I loved it, but when I realized why he's written it, I loved it more because he basically wrote it for Gwyneth Paltrow when her father passed away.
Yeah.
So I love that song. Yeah.
For me, it's Magic. Like I can revisit
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah, Magic also is really good. Magic, Paradise.
Yeah. दो Coldplay fans एकदम बह गए हैं बातों में. Himanshu, tell me one more thing. जैसे for me, जब मैंने आपका गाना सुना and खोजा that term. For me, खोजा is when मैं जैसे जिम में होती हूँ, मैं वर्कआउट कर रही होती हूँ, तो मैं full खो जाती हूँ उसमें. For you, except for creating music or listening to music, what is that one other thing जिसमें आप you can fully immerse yourself और आप खो जाते हो?
You know, it's not an activity, but if I'm ever like outside the house with like a certain group of friends, that's when I'm like fully lost. Like I forget about the entire world for that time. Like if we like say go like travel, if you're on a trip somewhere and like usually हम लोग जहाँ जाते हैं वहाँ पे स्विमिंग पूल तो होता ही है. तो स्विमिंग पूल के अराउंड जब हम चिल करते हैं and we are talking, I actually forget about the world at that point. I think that's the thing for me. Otherwise for me it's also playing the piano.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be creating anything or listening. I just have to play. And usually when I'm sitting there, I might play rubbish, कुछ भी, but ऐसा 2-3 घंटे I'll play and I get fully lost in that.
And keyboard भी आपने late बजाना start किया, मतलब after that diploma of yours, or
No, I was always playing थोड़ा पहले, but it was like, I think since I was probably like 12 or something, I started playing because I wanted to start earlier, but my mom dad were like, तेरी कोई hobby नहीं टिकती है. मुझे पहले फुटबॉल करना था, वो छोड़ दिया, फिर ये करना, वो छोड़ दिया. They were like कि तू कीबोर्ड भी छोड़ ही देगा. But then they realized कि नहीं, उसको कुछ है interest, उसको मजा आ रहा है. So then I started off some classes. There was some teacher in Parla, I used to go there, and the interest never died down basically. But then I think I took it up a lot more seriously after my engineering got over, like got into it, started teaching myself how to play a little better.
तो क्या बोलते हैं, जब घर पे कोई मेहमान आता था या रिश्तेदार आते थे तो पेरेंट्स ऐसे होते थे, चलो बेटा कीबोर्ड बजा के सुनाओ.
ये तो हुआ है.
वंदे मातरम.
ये तो है. वंदे मातरम तो पता नहीं, but ये तो हुआ है. Till I tell them कि please मत करो, please. They would all come and sit there and I would be like under this performance pressure, like क्या बजाऊँ मैं.
और अभी फ्रेंड्स तो नहीं बोलते कि चलो पियानो बजा के सुनाओ.
If they come home तो हो ही जाता है.
हाँ.
Eventually पता नहीं कैसे 5 लोग स्टूडियो में मिल जाते हैं अचानक से, and they like चलो let's hear something.
Yeah. What all new songs are you thinking about or coming up with? कुछ बताओ.
So I'm actually in a point in my life or like my journey where I have been producing music for a long time, right? Like even for other artists, non-film artists, for film, and I would say I've started the songwriting journey a couple of years back, but I'm planning to dive a lot deeper into it now. And I feel like for me, songwriting is really helping me discover myself. Like I'm unlocking parts of my own mind that I didn't know, and because of spending time with myself, I find that I'm really excited about that. So I'm actually like just writing a lot of music now. And like I mean I can't put like dates to it, but there a lot of music will be coming out very soon. Yeah.
And what is like your favorite genre to listen to जब आप बैठे होते हो? ऐसा कुछ
favorite genre तो बहुत difficult है यार.
मतलब कोई ऐसा shocking सा गाना, जैसे for example I don't know, सनक सुन रहा हूँ मैं, बहुत पसंद है मुझे बादशाह का. Like this one shocking song की सुन के लगे अरे ये भी सुनते हैं.
There was this really trippy song called I forget the artist's name. It was this really cool mix on Jalebi Baby.
हाँ, Tesher.
Yes, I used to love that track.
Yeah.
I used to love that track. But otherwise, I different moods. I listen to different music. Yeah.
Do you enjoy retro music from 80s, 90s?
I feel like वो sound वापस आ चुका है actually. वो जो 80s 90s retro sound था, like The Weeknd brought it back, and even like Diljit's like Lover, and they've all kind of got this like retro synthwave sound back. I love that sound. I feel like 80s का जो sound था actually is just like very rich. तो वो आज के recording techniques use करके you can actually appreciate how rich the sound was in the 80s.
Bapida, right?
Yeah.
Bapida, R.D. Burman.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, it's great sound. I love that. I love the whole retro vibe for sure.
Who is your current favorite artist, or what song are you tripping on recently? Except for KHO JA.
It's a bit narcissistic to say I'm tripping on my own song.
Of course you can say it.
I'm my biggest fan, love that. Actually, it's been a little while, but I was tripping on Jacob Collier for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was tripping on Jacob Collier for a long time. I'm very inspired by him. उसका मतलब कुछ अतरंगी ही sense of music है. वो इतना knowledgeable है और वो बच्चा है actually, but वो खा गया सबको scene में knowledge wise, because he's very experienced, he has perfect pitch, and he always wants to educate. So he's always like sharing how he does things. So I also saw his concert live, and I've been a huge fan of his. So I've been tripping a lot on Jacob Collier's music. Yeah.
And India में से कौन से artist के song पे trip कर रहे हो?
India में से there's an artist called Siddharth Pandit.
Okay.
I am like a huge fan of his. Such rich music, और मतलब वो एक आदमी का सोल दिखता है ना, कभी कभी गाने आप सुनते हो तो ये लगता है कि यार ये आदमी कुछ है, मतलब इसके साथ बैठ के एक बार चाय तो आप पीते नहीं हो,
हाँ
मिल्क शेक पीना है इसके साथ बैठ के. But that's the vibe. I mean, if anyone has not heard Siddharth Pandit's music, they have to hear it.
I think I've heard his name, but I have not heard his music. But I will now.
You must.
Since
There's a song called Mazhab, which I really like.
Okay.
There's a song called Farar, and there's another one called Khare Khare. These are my 3 favorite songs of his,
Yeah.
which I trip on. Yeah.
Super. I'm going to remember it. Listen to it and then tell you also on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Done.
Chalo, quickly let's play this very cute game.
Okay.
It's called Dear Diary. ठीक है?
Okay.
मैं आपको एक क्या बोलते हैं सिचुएशन दूंगी एंड यू हैव टू टेल मी कि अगर आप डायरी लिख रहे हो सो व्हाट विल बी लाइक द फर्स्ट लाइन.
Okay.
ठीक है? अगर आपका हाल में ब्रेकअप हुआ है तो सो लाइक योर फर्स्ट सेंटेंस कि डियर डायरी.
किसमें ब्रेकअप हुआ?
आपका ब्रेकअप हो गया है हाल ही में. इट्स अ सिचुएशन दैट आई एम गिविंग यू. सो व्हाट आर यू गोइंग टू राइट इन योर डायरी? डियर डायरी.
डियर डायरी, आज मैं बहुत कॉफी पीऊंगा.
फिल्टर लगा के तो नहीं बोल रहे, कॉफी ही पियोगे ना?
कॉफी.
ओके. सेकंड इज आपकी क्रश ने आपको इंस्टाग्राम पर फॉलो किया.
डियर डायरी, इंस्टाग्राम डाउनलोड करने का
सफल हो गया.
करेक्ट.
आपको आपके फेवरेट आर्टिस्ट के साथ कोलैबोरेट करने का चांस मिल गया.
डियर डायरी, मेगा का ये टेक्निक एक्चुअली काम कर रहा था.
यस, कोल्डप्ले.
Just do keyboard stand, amp also, just like.
ओके. आप लोगों को वीकेंड ऑफ मिल गया और मुंबई में बारिश अभी शुरू हो गई.
डियर डायरी, आज तो मैगी बनेगा.
कहाँ पे? डू यू हैव लाइक अ स्पेशल पॉइंट जहाँ पे खाई जा सकती है अच्छी मैगी?
घर पे. हाँ, बारिश तो मतलब घर के अंदर ही सब कुछ.
नोटेड. डियर डायरी, व्हेन समवन मिस्टेक्स यू एज अ कॉलेज स्टूडेंट.
डियर डायरी, आई फील यंग अगेन. Thank you.
Yeah, but you do look like a college.
Do I?
Yeah, of
Is
course.
it the cap?
Probably.
Probably.
Or maybe because you're clean shave इसीलिए. आजकल अधिकतर लोग बियर्ड में रह रहे हैं, कूल और जवान दिखने के लिए. Hot.
मैंने भी ट्राई किया है.
And
स्टूपिड लगता हूँ.
सबको नहीं सूट करता.
Exactly. तो ये चॉइस नहीं है जो किया हुआ है.
No, but you look really cute and you do look like a college going
Thank you.
student, so that is absolutely a
I will
compliment.
accept that with open arms.
Himanshu, जाते do you have something to say to the viewers? Obviously आपका नया गाना सुने, खो जा. It's called खो जा. And apart from that, 2 शब्द.
I think I would love to tell people कि keep doing what you want to do. Honestly, especially in the light of this new song, and it's something which I have like believed in and learned now. But आपको जो करना है आप करो, और जो दूसरे लोग कह रहे हैं वो भूल जाओ. And find yourself and be happy because time is limited and you have to enjoy every moment.
Wow.
बहुत ज्ञान हो गया ना, but ठीक है.
Advice भी college student की तरह भी है.
हाँ, live life, enjoy life. That's the vibe.
But thank you so much, Himonshu. बड़ा
My
मजा है आपसे
pleasure.
बात करके.
Likewise.
And I wish you luck for your song.
Thank you.
I hope Spotify पे वो खूब सारी बार stream
You
करें.
don't have to wish me luck. Just do this, no?
Yeah, yes.
Just manifest
yes,
it for
manifest.
me. Yeah.